Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Lost Ark video. It's Friday, which means it's Arkonomics, as you all know, and if you don't know, now you know, fool. This is going to be a pretty late episode just because I've had some stuff going on today, so, you know, took me a little while to get on the old pewter, but hey, we're here. I have 3 letters in my mailbox. I assume it's raid loot, auction loot from the fucking Belshazzar I did. Plus 210 gold, baby. That's how she goes. NA West, as always, let's take a look at blue crystals to start off. There is some things I do want to talk about. There's a couple things on the list of things that I want to talk about. That's how things to talk about work. Oh, man. Sometimes I just I yap to yap. And the crazy thing is, some of you come here for that, and I don't really understand it. Anyways, what do we got going on here? We got 6,500, 5,700, slow buy, insta buy. Well, I guess it's reverse from what I said, but I mean, visually, you know what you're looking at here, and if you don't, I'm sorry for your loss. A couple different things here, though. If we take a look at these packs, I think these packs were here, not yesterday. Last week, these Wild Soul packs obviously were, but this pack is new. It's the Spring Growth pack. $120 for a bunch of honing mats. God fucking Jesus Lord. What the fuck, man? I wish I could afford all this shit. I wish I could have infinite money and I could just swipe in this game and have fucking max out everything and not give a shit. It would make my experience playing the game a little bit more fun, considering I don't really play it outside of raids, but this is not the only thing I wanted to talk about. I'm sure if you're familiar with patch notes and whatnot, Golden Frog's coming back. What will the Golden Frog have? Will it be any different than the last times the Golden Frog has appeared? We don't know. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. But the Golden Frog is coming, and it is... I mean, it is what it is, right? I just want to make sure there's no other events. I don't think there is. I didn't write any notes. I usually write notes when there's, like, things like a Golden Frog or, like, things I want to talk about. But like I said, I just hopped on the computer. And I figured I would get this video out before I fucking die in my sleep. You know how it is. And if you don't know how it is, I'm sorry for your loss. Material-wise, honestly, as always, week after week, pretty much nothing has happened. And I don't think anything will happen for a while. Because there's basically nothing that's going to be happening for at least a couple weeks, right? And especially with the Golden Frog. The Golden Frog is the big thing that's kind of why I mentioned it. And the Gold Frog, the idea behind it is it sells things that are good value and it takes gold out of the game. What does this do? It does 2 things, right? It reduces the price of everything because gold is being taken out of the game forcefully in a system that is designed specifically to siphon gold out of the game. And it also gives you cheaper materials, which means you get like discounted honing and shit. I mean, it's that simple, right? Obviously, the Golden Frog usually has things like selector packs in it as well, and engraving pouches, so you can expect probably to get a relic selector in the Frog, if that's something you are looking for, which I assume most people who play this game are looking for them. And if you're not, and you're like me, then, I mean, it is what it is. But the Golden Frog, I think, is a good thing. It's just... what will end up happening to the market? Well, things will probably get cheaper because the gold buying power will likely go up. And this is kind of what I was mentioning last week. I believe it was last week where I was mentioning, if they keep this, like, lockdown sort of thing where it's harder to buy buses, it's harder to bot and get away with it, it's harder to RMT and get away with it, all of these things combined, if all of these things are something that AGS keeps working on and keeps, like, continually banning for, or pruning, such as like Party Finder and whatnot, then if we get a gold sink and the gold value deflates, which is a good thing, then there'll be less gold coming into the game afterwards, because there's obviously still a large surplus of gold that's still in the game from the before times, before all of these changes were implemented. Some of it got removed from the game, obviously, but not all of it. But it's just interesting to see. I'm interested to see how the value of gold will do after this next Golden Frog event. And assuming that AGS continues to actually like do something about the things that they said they were going to do things about. If that makes sense to Yizal. But like I said, pretty much none of this shit has changed. It's identical, man. I mean, leap stones and stuff slightly down, but again, that's not surprising because the frog is coming and we know that. I'm kind of surprised that redstones are still this expensive, truthfully, but I guess people be honing their weapon. That's usually what happens, though, to be honest. You get to the point where most people are just tapping their weapon for fun, trying to get plus 25 or whatever it is, and it sort of spikes the price up on the redstones eventually, which is why when Tier 4 first came out, I was like, my brothers in Christ, if you invest in redstones, I should have done it, but like, I never do any of this shit because I just ultimately don't care, because I don't play the game. But it's good to be reminded that I'm not like completely stupid. I'm just like mostly stupid, you feel me? Holy shit, Honor Shard Pouch is 666 gold. That's the number of the beast. Why so cheap, bro? Come on. It's not like they're removing Tier 3. That would be ridiculous. We have fun here, man. At least I do. I hope you guys have fun, too. I want to take a look at Sidereal Energies. 900k? Interesting, interesting. There was also that KMS livestream that happened this morning, or yesterday, depending on your angle of it. I say that as if somebody watching this video like 3 days ago. It doesn't matter. Nothing is timeless on the fucking internet, man. But if you're watching this the day that this video comes out, then this live stream happened this morning for me, or yesterday for you, depending on your time zone. Anyways, not too much was going on in there. They nerfed the cost of advanced honing 1 to 20 a little bit, but they also nerfed the gold from a bunch of low-tier raids to go with it. So it's another one of those situations where it's like, if you have the gold, this is a good change, but if you don't, it's not so great. Though they did nerf the materials a little bit. But I'm sure most people who are interested in that kind of stuff already know about it, so I don't have numbers on hand. And the Sidereal Energies, the reason why I wanted to look up the Sidereal Energies is because they talked about Ester weapons and how you're able to change the glow on Ester weapons too. Apparently you can't do that right now, since Tier 4 came out, since normally you can do this, but I guess with Ester weapons you can't do this, which is interesting. I don't know. So I was just seeing if anything happened to Ester weapons, but no, pretty much nothing happened. We'll take a look at engravings. Stop yapping, old man. Listen. Holy shit, Adrenaline's 370k. The fucking Fear of the Frog really is kind of lowering the price of things. Is the frog in the game right now? I actually have to look this up. It's not, right? No, that's what I thought. It's coming out the next patch, so March 26th, I think. Or I guess 25th, depending on time zones again. But it's interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense because people are assuming that these will be more accessible and they will just go down naturally. But that's a large price differential just for it being like, hey, this thing is coming type shit. I don't know. I find it interesting. And that's kind of what I mean, that I'm interested to see what happens after the Golden Frog event comes and goes, because the value of gold and how much value it retains over time, I think, will be a good indicator of, like, what sort of effect all of these changes Amazon has been putting into the game actually make. Level 10 gem, about 1.5, let's say. 1.85. Excuse me, not 1.5. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. 3.1 for a damage gem? That's really cheap. Seems like they're like 3.2, 3.3 normally. Yeah, so that's just a cheap damage gem. So if you're on NA West and you're seeing this, it might still be up, so go ahead and buy that. You're welcome. It's an ancient elemental too, so that's a Kier. Fuck yeah, dude. Fucking love summoners. Anyways, I'll stop yapping. Thanks for hanging out with me. As always, you guys, like the video if you like it, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. I love each and every one of you. As always, there needs to be more love in the world. XOXO, Brother Chris out. Bye. Bye.